What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Coach Black, your internet relationship and breakup coach. Today's topic: how to get your ex to want you again. The most effective tip. If you are watching this video in a state of complete frustration and anguish, just because of the burden of wanting someone who currently doesn't want you. See, one of the most painful experiences you'll ever endure as a human being is the pain of unrequited love. You know, that feeling of desiring something or someone without any possible hope of attaining the object of our desires. See, these types of feelings can send you into a spiral, a place of deep feelings of insecurity, pain, and constantly wondering, what makes me not good enough? Now, what makes a breakup that much harder is because you felt like you once had the object of your desires, or this person that you really built a life with, or that you had dreams of building a more substantial life with. And usually out of nowhere, they pulled the rug out from under you, took away that security, took away all that hope. And again, you're left with this feeling of emptiness and longing. And so the biggest question I get all the time when I get emails or DMs is, how can I possibly get them to feel for me the way I feel about them? How can I get them to want me again? If you're struggling with these questions, I want you to watch this video. You're going to find it helpful, I promise. And stick around to the end. And if you get value from it, please do me a favor and leave a comment and like the video. Without further ado, let's just jump into it. Now, I want to start this video with a quick story. If you have ever heard the tale of the wolf and the three pigs, this is a very popular fable, and it goes something like, there was once a wolf, a hungry wolf, and three pigs. They were all related, and the wolf was looking to obviously eat the pigs, and so the pigs had to protect themselves from the wolf. I know what you're thinking, Coach. What does this have to do with my coach? What does this have to do with my ex? Bear with me. Watch this video. And so, anyway, the pigs went to go build their homes in hopes that the homes will not only protect them from the harshness of the elements, the weather, the rain, but also would defend and protect them physically from the wolf. Now, the story goes something like, the first pig goes and builds a house made of straw. I just think dried grass, for lack of a better word. And so they build this, beautiful home to keep themselves physically secure. And so the wolf gets to the first pig's home and he says, "Hey, let me in." And obviously the pig says no. And the wolf says, "You let me in, or I'm going to huff and puff and blow your home away." Anyway, the pig didn't let the wolf in, and just like the wolf said he would, he blew the pig's home away just by the mere strength of his breath, right? Huffing and puffing. And so we can all guess how the story ended for that pig. Obviously not very pretty, right? Because again, the choice of building that he used to make his home just did not keep him safe from the power of the wolf. And the second pig goes and builds his house out of sticks, right? Just little sticks, and builds this beautiful, immaculate home. And the wolf approaches and he says, "Hey, let me in." And obviously the pig says no, and we go through the whole charade again. And the wolf says, "Let me in, or I'm going to huff and puff and blow your home away." Now this pig obviously did not let the wolf in. And so the wolf did the same thing, huffed and puffed. And again, the stick could not bear the mere force of the wolf's breath. And just like that, that pig story ended as well. Now the third pig was a little more intelligent. Maybe it was an engineer or something. I don't know. And so this pig built his house with bricks, right? Fortified bricks and stone and gravel. And so his defenses were very secure. And so when the wolf got there, he made the same threat. He said, let me in, I'm going to huff and puff and blow your home away. And the pig didn't listen, and the wolf started huffing and puffing and doing everything it could to penetrate the pig's defenses. Now, because of the choice of material, the third pig's home was very secure, right? It was safe, and no matter how hard the wolf blew and huffed, nothing worked, and it could not penetrate the defenses. Now, I want you to think about this. When it comes to a breakup, essentially in this scenario, your ex sees you as the wolf. When a breakup happens, you and your ex have completely ulterior motives. Your ex is the pig in this story, trying to stay safe and secure within their defenses, and you are the wolf. See, the pig already knows what your motives are. You want to have some bacon. You want what is inside the protection of those boundaries. And it doesn't matter how nicely you try to butter up the pig, even if you come and say, hey, I just want to have some coffee. Let's just chat. Well, the pig has the evidence of seeing what you just did, right, to the other pigs and how you ate them. And so naturally, the defenses are extremely high and protective, and you are not going to be able to penetrate. And this is why the very action you must take to get closer is counterintuitive. Trying and forcing and pleading and even saying things nicely will never get you the results that you want, because you have a completely ulterior motive, at least from your ex's perspective. They already have the history of the relationship. They know that when they dumped you, it wasn't something that you took lightly. It wasn't something that you wanted. So no matter the reason that you give them, recent history suggests to them that you're more likely going to be going after your objective, which is to fix the relationship. And so their defenses are going to be high. They're not going to let you in. So what you must do is start to think things from their perspective. And when I say the most effective tip, this is what I'm talking about. If you want to connect with your ex again, if you want them to want you again, what you must do is to get them to lower their defenses. Almost like that pig. Let's picture that their house not only was made out of bricks. Let's think about it like a castle. And so they had bricks and fences, but they also had a moat, right? A small body of water surrounding the castle. And so before they would ever lower the drawbridge, right, and lower their defenses, there has to be some sense of trust. And so the easiest way to build rapport and trust in situations like this, especially when it appears that they are ulterior motives, is to think from the other person's perspective. How can I become more aligned with my ex? Now, I'm not telling you to do this to be desperate. Just think in this moment, what is my ex currently asking me for? They're asking you for freedom. They're asking you for space. They are asking you to not be in a relationship with them. And so in the scenario of the wolf and the pig, the easiest way to show that you're aligned with their motives is to walk away, is to not be outside their door trying to negotiate. And then obviously some time has to pass when, going back to that analogy, the pig is looking and it hasn't seen the wolf for days, weeks, months. Okay, this is when it starts to appear like maybe I was wrong. Maybe the wolf, maybe you do not want what I think that you want. And this is why sometimes moving on is even more effective. And I'm not saying that you have to go start dating someone else. I'm saying once it doesn't look like your motive is them, their defenses start to lower down and you're more likely to be able to connect with them. Anytime you try to connect prematurely and you try to force things, no matter how you try to plead your case, no matter how you try to dress things up, it always looks extremely suspect. See, years ago, I was a huge fan of the Harry Potter series. And I believe it was the first movie where Harry had to get the Philosopher's Stone. I believe it's the first movie. And I can't remember exactly how it goes, but I know that there was an obstacle to get to where the Philosopher's Stone was hidden or something like that. And the place that the stone was hidden was protected by a three-headed dog. I believe it was that movie. And the dog is ferocious and strong and really imposing physically. And obviously approaching this dog would mean certain bodily injury, likely. And so what we end up finding out throughout the course of the movie is that to be able to get past that dog, you actually had to play a musical instrument. You had to play music, and then the dog would calm down and slowly fall asleep. But the way I liken that too is you have to give first to get, okay? So even if your goal is to fix and connect with your ex, you have to first give them what they are asking for. Give them the breakup. It's as simple as that. Imagine if when you walked into a grocery store or into the mall, the vendor just had their hand out like this. They're like, put some money in here. That would be preposterous, right? They had to offer you, the customer, something. And they have to offer you something that you really want, right? And then you're more likely to pull out the wallet yourself and say, hey, here's so-and-so money. You have to give your ex something that they crave and they desire strongly. No one's going to be with you just because they want to do you a favor. No one's going to be with you just because they want to be nice. They have to want this for themselves. This has to look like a good decision for them. And I'm not saying that you put your life on hold just to get your ex back. I'm saying you have to present yourself in the most attractive way to increase your romantic option, including with your ex. Now, before we go any further, if you haven't already, please do me a favor. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the future videos that I will put out in the future. If you are enjoying this, leave a comment. Let me know your experience, whether you're going through a breakup right now, or if you've been in no contact for a while. Let me know what you're dealing with, and I'll be happy to respond to a couple comments. Anyway, let's jump back into it. So the point of this whole process in getting your ex to a place where they desire you greatly, they have an eager want to connect and fix the relationship, is to leave them alone. Not only to leave them alone, to make yourself the most attractive version of yourself possible for yourself. And that will cultivate in them those feelings of strong desire, right? Wanting you again, remembering and reminiscing about the past when there's no longer any pressure, right? This is how you connect with your ex. Not by forcing things, not by begging them to take you back. You don't have to do that. You are attractive, right? You are a person of value. And you need to never forget that. A lot of us do in our pursuit of connecting with our loved ones. See, love and attachment are very addictive feelings. So it's very logical and understandable why you want to take action. I understand this. But I want to tell you, fixing things, especially after a breakup, is very counterintuitive. You have to do the opposite a lot of times of what you're naturally wanting to do. And then you'll get the outcomes that you want. Anyway, if you want to talk to me about your situation, click the first link in description. I'll be happy to talk to you and offer you some help and guidance in this time of pain. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the future videos. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.